Have you ever noticed something strange? The more you force a conversation, the faster it collapses. You walk in, say, "Hey, how are you?" and within seconds, the energy is gone. Yet someone else enters the same room, speaks only a few words, and suddenly people lean closer. It isn't because they're funnier or better looking. It's something deeper. When they speak, their words carry weight. Today, I'm going to share 6 phrases that naturally attract people. And stay with me, because the 4th one is the most misunderstood. Once you truly grasp it, you'll immediately feel a shift in how people respond to you. The Stoics understood this long ago. Presence always beats performance. Attraction is not about talking more. It is about saying less and meaning every word. These are not social tricks. They are reflections of character, curiosity, honesty, empathy, silence, appreciation, and strong boundaries. Now, let's begin. The first phrase is simple: tell me more about that. Just 4 words, yet they open doors most people never even see. When someone shares something, most listeners instantly turn it into a competition. Oh yeah, that happened to me too, and suddenly the spotlight snaps back to their own ego. But when you say, "Tell me more about that," and then stay quiet, you create something rare, real attention. People don't remember you because you were interesting. They remember you because they felt interesting around you. The second phrase is only 3 words, but it instantly separates real confidence from insecurity: I don't know. Almost no one has the courage to say it. When asked about something they don't understand, most people pretend. They give vague answers to sound smart. But pretense leaks. People feel it, and trust drops. Now imagine someone who calmly says, "I don't know." No excuses. No apology. Just clarity. Socrates was famous for this wisdom, knowing the limits of his knowledge. Because knowledge begins where arrogance ends. And strangely, when you stop pretending, people start listening. The third phrase is, that sounds hard. When someone shares pain, stress at work, a breakup, a failure, most people rush to fix it. You should do this. When it happened to me, they mean well, but it often feels like judgment. Instead, saying that sounds hard does something powerful. You're not solving. You're not minimizing. You're acknowledging. Stoic strength is not coldness. It is control, being gentle without becoming weak. When you validate someone's experience, you give them a safe place to breathe. The next principle is where most people fail, not because it is difficult, but because they fear quiet. And before we go further, if these ideas are helping you see communication differently, make sure you subscribe to Truth to Mastery. Join the community that is mastering itself before trying to master the world. The 4th word is silence. Most people panic the moment a conversation slows down. They rush to fill the gap with nervous words, random stories, or forced laughter. They believe silence means failure. In reality, silence is power. Watch someone who is comfortable with it. They speak less. They pause. They do not rush. And when they finally speak, people listen, because their silence signals that what comes next matters. The Stoics understood this deeply. When you stop running from silence, you stop running from yourself. The 5th phrase is, I appreciate you. Just 3 words, yet far deeper than thank you. Thank you can sound transactional: you did something for me. But I appreciate you speaks to the person, not the task. It says, I see your character. Use it when someone shows consistency, loyalty, or kindness. Not often, but sincerely. In a world obsessed with productivity, being someone who recognizes humanity is rare and deeply attractive. The 6th word is the hardest and the most freeing: no. People constantly ask for your time, energy, and attention. Many say yes out of guilt, habit, or fear of disappointing others. But every time you say yes to what doesn't matter, you quietly say no to what does: your peace, your focus, your growth. Watch someone who has learned to say no. They pause. They consider. And if the answer is no, they say it calmly. No excuses. No long explanations. Because when your no is real, your yes becomes powerful. Boundaries do not push the right people away, they filter them in. And here is the mindset that makes all 6 work. These phrases succeed because they are not performance, they are presence. Be curious enough to listen. Humble enough to admit you don't know. Gentle enough to validate. Calm enough to sit in silence. Aware enough to recognize others. Strong enough to protect your time. Attraction is not about adding more. It is about removing what is unnecessary, the noise, the need to impress, the fear of rejection. The moment you stop performing, people stop watching your act and start noticing who you are. If this changed how you see communication, like this video and subscribe to Truth to Mastery. This channel is for those building calm confidence and self-mastery, one disciplined day at a time. And now comment below, which of the 6 will you practice in the next 24 hours? Tell me more. I don't know. That sounds hard. Silence. I appreciate you. Or no. Choose one. Practice it, and watch how the world responds when your words finally carry weight.